said, what do you mean by ace? Then he said, ACE. I said, do you think I play poker? I said, no, Mr. President, I'm not joking. I said, this is not something you joke with me. So I said, okay, what does it stand for? He said, Africa, Costa, Europe. I said, Africa, Costa, Europe. Then from where? Because if it is from Africa coast, there must be a starting point and an ending. He said, no, it is from France to Africa. I said, it should be European coast to Africa coast. So I made it very clear. That is why Mr. Kamal, I think, was talking, because each time I told them they are going for discourse, I told them, I don't want anything less than a full landing point. At first they were talking about a substation or something else, and I made it very clear. Full landing point or nothing. But we are not going to, we are not going to go through any country. We have to be independent, because you send emails, takes time, everything is so slow. So there's no way we can make the same mistake that the former government made a long time ago. When we had the chance to connect directly to the system, they decided not to do so, but to connect from somebody else. And so it created a lot of problems. But we also want to thank Senegal, because all the time they were carrying us on their back, and we want to really thank them. Now it's time for us to work on our own feet. But of course, we had a lot of collaboration with Sonatel. We worked very closely with Sonatel. But if I have to thank more any group, is France Telecom on the Alcatel. Thanks to France, the government and people of France, Gambia used to be number 8 in the whole world in telecommunications, thanks to them. Without France Telecom's Alcatel, I don't think Gambia would have reached that level in those days. I'll tell you something interesting. We went to Kuwait about 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, 10 years ago, exactly. And we went around. Then the Victory Tower was not completed, so they allowed us to go there and see. And then the minister, then there was a map, and the minister was telling me that, you know, very soon we're going fiber optic. I said, what? I said, very soon. And that is state of the art. Then I smiled. He was talking and he was trying to explain to me the difference. I said, well, we had fiber optic 8 years ago. And I said, no, fiber optic for communication. I said, telecommunication? He said, yes. I said, we had it 8 years ago. I'm surprised that you're just going to have it and you're bluffing about it. And he was shocked. But when you look at teledensity and, of course, with regards to teledensity, I think Gambia should be very proud. Because Gambia is one of the rare African countries where you can go to any corner of the country and you'll be able to communicate. And this is my objective, because I want to make sure that everybody in this country benefit from the fact that we live in the 21st century, we live in the electronic age. So with regards to anything that is modern, if it is available in the capital, I want to make sure that it is also available in any part of the country, because if democracy is anything to go by, you have to treat people equally. So that being the case, the capital, whatever the capital enjoys, that is what I want people in the hamlets to enjoy. And that's why it has always been a challenge. I remember they came twice to me, the group that originally started negotiations, and I made it very clear that anything sort of a full landing point, I'm not going to take it. I'm ready to wait for another 5 years, but we will not take anything secondary. So they came back and forth, and then the minister then said, Mr. President, what we have is as good. At first they told me it's expensive. I said, so what? It is better to have something expensive. In the short term it's expensive, but in the long run it's not expensive. So we would be able to, it's like solar energy. the initial cost is very expensive, but in the long term, it's cheaper than any energy source. So I made it very clear: you either get it full, or don't give me half. I will not take a half. I will not take a quarter. So I want to congratulate all of them because I gave them sleepless nights. I made it very clear. This is, you break it, and also told Gamtel that if you lose this, forget Gamtel. I will wipe it out of the map because we're going to auction it. So they made sure that also they got what we really wanted. But we want to thank France for coming up with this very initiative, that very bold initiative. It shows how humanity working together can make a difference for millions of lives. If it was not ACE, I don't know when we were going to be connected, because getting an email sent sometimes is a nightmare. Sometimes the email comes and then gets stuck. Sometimes you have half of the page gone, and then you try to connect, it will not, you want to download something, you have a problem. I think this is welcome news. We would really want to thank France for always coming up with an initiative for humanity. Because, well, I don't want to name countries, but most of them would care for all the countries they colonize and not others. France has always been very accommodating to Africa, and I think Africa has benefited a lot from France Telecoms, from Alcatel. I think up to now, 98% of your equipment, MD, Gamtel are still Alcatel equipment, and we want to continue to maintain it that way. So this partnership is very important. This is what we want for humanity to do. I think if we all work together, this world can be a very beautiful world. This world is big enough for us to live together peacefully, and it's small enough for us also to live together out of poverty. I think initiatives like this go a long way in solving problems. Maybe the permanent secretary and the MD and of course the ministers, the two ministers of education, just talk about the benefits to education. There are up to the next 20 years, there will be children who cannot have access to internet because they cannot afford it, or to a computer. But where it is available in school, it's like everybody is connected to the net, and that's the most important thing. It will save us a lot of cost in education, and I think this is really a wonderful initiative. Once again, thank you very much for the confidence you have in the Gambia. When they came and told me that it's going to be, Gambia is to do the launch, I made it very clear to them that, you know, I will not take anything substandard. This is a very important project, and you have to make sure that the launch is perfect, because if you launch it badly, ACE would always be associated with a bad launch, and Gambia would be associated with it. I will not allow that. So we make sure that we do our best. Nobody is perfect, but we want to make sure that whoever comes will realize that we have given it our best. And so they promised me that it will be a hitch-free launch, and I'm really very happy that it has gone that way. This is the way we are. We want to make sure that we do our best. We are not perfect, but we always do our best in whatever we do. We want to thank you for the confidence and also allowing us to launch it. And we want to assure you that any country that is not connected, we will do our best to assist. But it is also one secret that is important, that in launching it in the Gambia. You see, a lot of people came, and others who are not part of it heard that it was launched in the Gambia. And don't be surprised that in the next few months people would apply wanting to join, because whatever little Gambia does, bigger countries want to do better than the Gambia. So don't be surprised. In the next few months, you may have a lot of applications for connection to the system, to the cable. Once again, thank you very much for coming to the Gambia. This is a partnership, and a partnership that we are proud of, because this is not a new partnership with regards to Alcatel, France Telecoms, and France, between France and the Gambia. We want to wish you all the best as the minister said,